heading up to the starter. Starter has them, and they're off, racing away. The Sky Bet Super Sub Novices Hurdle Race, over a mile 7 furlongs, 171 yards. And just as he did at Cheltenham last time, Ambiente Friendly heads off in front over flight number 1. A small mistake out the first there came from hurdling first time at Sense of Reason. Ambiente Friendly quite keen in front again, leading by the best part of 3 lengths to Wondering Why in white and dark blue. Then For Old Time's Sake settles in third from Sense of Reason, then Bob a Job in dark blue and red. Then the colour change, Glen Mick, and the dark blue and green, now the white cap there for David Bass, alongside Saatchi in the blue jacket. Behind those, Ever Ready is back from a big break from the circuit. Eastern Shores is behind her, and then behind Eastern Shores is Bamba. Out over flight number 2, OK. Ambiente Friendly still wants to go quicker in front. Trying to get him settled here, Sam Twiston-Davies. Not exactly tearing away, but still a little keen. He was in far too deep to that flight of hurdles. He gets away with it. He's going to come by to about a lead of 3 or 4 lengths. So Ambiente Friendly, last year's Derby runner-up, leading by 3 lengths here at Huntingdon on second run over hurdles from Wondering Why, and then For Old Time's Sake. Behind him then toward the outside is Bob a Job, Sense of Reason to the inside of those two. And then Glen Mick and Saatchi, followed by the mare Ever Ready, and Eastern Shores is still right towards the rear of the field as well, together there with Bamba as they're about to go into the corner. Ambiente Friendly will lead them into the far side. From Wondering Why, he races in second. For Old Time's Sake, Richie McLernan back in third. Only a half a length away to Sense of Reason in red and white diamonds there for Tom Cannon. Next is Bob a Job in Nicola Boinville on the hurdling first timer, followed then by Saatchi. Behind Saatchi is Glen Mick, and then came Bamba behind those as they race on towards their next hurdle. Ever Ready still wider out from Eastern Shores as they go towards flight number 4. Ambiente Friendly leading from Wondering Why towards the outside. These two pairing off a little bit now. From back in third For Old Time's Sake, followed then by Bob a Job, then to the inside Sense of Reason. Ahead of Glen Mick and Saatchi from Ever Ready. Behind Ever Ready is Eastern Shores in purple with those light green spots. Jumping over that next flight of hurdles, Bamba still held up towards the rear as well. So they've taken the first 5 flights, still being led by Ambiente Friendly. From Wondering Why in second, Bob a Job, For Old Time's Sake and Sense of Reason lined up across the track there in third, fourth and fifth. Then Ever Ready and Bamba poking up between rivals now. Saatchi on that one's inner, For Old Time's Sake just in front of those. And then came Glen Mick and Eastern Shores towards the outside of the field. Turning to then go through their starting point down the side of the course and on their way towards 3 out. Ambiente Friendly leading from Wondering Why over to third last. Over in third position then was Sense of Reason. Ever Ready was next. Bob a Job has now come under pressure. For Old Time's Sake hasn't really picked up. Bamba's trying to edge up into it. It's still Ambiente Friendly who will lead them in. Chased all the time though by Wondering Why, who's now on terms towards the outside. 2 lengths away to Sense of Reason, who's back in third. Ever Ready's in fourth, then For Old Time's Sake and the staying on Bamba. They're racing down towards their penultimate flight of hurdles in the yellow. Ambiente Friendly now joined to the outside by Wondering Why. Wondering Why and Ambiente Friendly, they led the way over 2 out, getting well clear from Sense of Reason. Then Ever Ready racing down towards the final hurdle. It's Wondering Why under Ben Jones, who now lead by a length to Ambiente Friendly, who lands in second and tries to battle back. Sense of Reason in third. Great scrap up the running now. Wondering Why, Ambiente Friendly. Wondering Why just in front. Ambiente Friendly's come back though. Ambiente Friendly's rallied to win it. Ambiente Friendly got back up to beat Wondering Why in a great finish. Eastern Shores has come from nowhere to be third. Then Sense of Reason and Ever Ready and Bamba.
Well, that was quite some race to watch. Sam Twiston-Davies joins me now, having won aboard Ambiente Friendly. Didn't look likely, I have to say, in the home straight. Given what we know about him as a flat horse, I didn't think he'd come back and battle back the way he has.
Yeah, no, especially in the hood as well, as a credit to him. And obviously his jumping's very good, a credit to him and the team. Obviously, you see how he's been campaigned, and obviously a very plentiful flat career, but then to turn his hand to jumping, his appetite for that is fantastic. I didn't know what he'd have left to give, considering he races quite keenly, but clearly quite a bit.
Well, indeed, and amazing to have that resolution, as I say, given what we saw on the flat. And I suppose now that you know that he's got that quality, it opens a few more doors.
Yeah, it was one of those I was in front, hesitant to commit because I wanted to try and make sure I could finish well. And then in the end, one got past me, and then really surprising, then he got back at them. But I think in him now we can trust him to go a stride quicker, hopefully relax in front, and then he gets the trip well, is the truth of it.
Now, you say relax in front. He didn't always relax in that race, did he? Again, he showed keen tendencies.
No, it was very much we were at each other, and I think it was half us as a team fighting each other. But on a drier surface, you could probably half let him go a gear quicker. But with the conditions as they are, you wanted to save as much petrol as possible, and thankfully he saved enough.
He's got that temperamental flat side to him, hasn't he? I know you had to go down to post early a little bit. You just want to mind him, don't you?
Yeah, that was just me being soft because it was embarrassing watching me go down on him the last day. I think there's more TikToks of me sawing at his mouth than there was probably of the winner of the race. Yeah.
Well, I thought you handled him pretty well today, I have to say.
Just tried to keep my hands down.
Nice to get him off the mark of the hurdles, so I guess, given that flat form, he must have a pretty bright future.
Yeah, exactly. And riding any of the horses for the Gredleys, they're smart flat horses, is a privileged position, and with that becomes a bit of a responsibility. You're a multiple place Derby horse, and you're going out hurdling. At the end of the day, you could be asking silly strides, doing silly things, so you have to have a bit of responsibility with it. But it's always a pleasure to ride them, and obviously a lot of the other ones as well.
Yeah, great to catch up. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you very much.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.